right, hello everyone. Welcome to the cast here for the EU Draft Tournament Finals. It's gonna be Tachi's team versus Onzor's team. It's a best of five match. We've had Marines picked by was it Tachi's team? Oh gosh, I already forgot.
I think it was, yes.
Yeah, Tachi's team picked Marines and Onzor's team picked Tram as the map. So that's what we're gonna be saying first. As I think I said, it's a best of five, and I got Chewy Center here as my co-caster
Hey.
for this game.
Yeah, so I'm just going to be here. If you guys are interested in the EU draft, and I only just got here, only just found out about it through Feather Monster's channel, tweets, whatever she's been putting out there, you can watch my action following Team 5 up until this point. That's Tatch's team, who are currently Marines. I've been casting every one of their games since this point. And, yeah.
Alright, let me send a message here to the people on the server.
It looks like
Alright,
we'll
so
be getting ready
we have a ton of
soon.
specs on this server at the moment. So it's like I don't know who else is on there.
Yeah, we should be getting ready soon. We've got, I think it's just 4 specs that are supposed to be in.
Yeah, it should be four
Yeah,
specs when this is all said and done. But we have currently 6.
I think it's clogging up the server. I don't think other people can get in, but that's fine.
I think they said that everybody was pretty much here, so it shouldn't be that much of an issue. We're just waiting around to
That's
get
cool.
everybody on here. Looks like it's another minute or and a half until the stream itself goes live, so it'll be a bit of a delay. Let's see. So how did those earlier games go? I mean, you said that you were following Tachi's team, so
Yeah, Tatch's team in the first week, thinking back all the way over to last Saturday, were very effective. I think we had a lot of alien wins on the first week series because a lot of the teams were playing a little bit disjointed, a little bit unorganized. They weren't necessarily communicating with each other as best that they could. But as we came through into second week now, as evident from Tatch's team, I'm not sure about the rest of them, but we saw the teams work way better together. They were working more as a unit. They were focused. They were communicating. They were pinching life forms much more effectively. And we did actually see an increase in Marine wins, back like we see NS2 normally play, which I don't know, was made for some fantastic games, especially in the second week. And you guys are going to love them if you go back and watch the VODs. And we've got the best of the best right now, Team Tachi versus Team Onzor, both of which have come a very long way and have won or drawn most of their games to get here. So very good players,
yeah, it is.
very good teams.
I do think that the draft tournaments are an interesting thing, and I'm glad that we've had them. I mean, I took part in the Oz one that happened a couple months back at this point, and now obviously I took part in the NA one that was a couple weeks ago, and obviously I couldn't take part in this one because I had stuff going on at the same time, which is why I'm only getting to cast these finals. But why is that? I have a bug now to yell at Mendasp about, but I'll just show him it later. But anyway, yeah, it's an interesting like thing to take part in. I think it's fun. Uh, you get to hang out with different people, and it's a whole different like atmosphere that you're used to what your team. Assuming you aren't just a pubber who's taking part in the draft tournament because you want to see how it is, but yeah, it's a whole different atmosphere and it's fun. You get to talk to people you don't normally get to, talk to and all that. I'm going to yell at Mendas here, so one moment while I type at that.
All right, then I'll cover for a little bit then. Yeah, if you are interested in seeing how the natural selection competitive community plays, the PCWs are really where it's at. I mean, you can start off yourself learning in gathers, in pickup games. I mean, they call different things across the different continents that play NS2. But of course, if you want to see how things are done, PCWs are your best bet. There are a lot of them casted. I mean, a lot of people stream them first person. A lot of people, including myself, will stream them spectator view while casting. And it really is just an introduction to how the seasons will go. People will be trying out new strategies, new teams, new lineups. And if you are willing, I mean, you can always ask around. Go on the ENSL website, sign up for things like this, the draft tournament, gathers, whatever. Try and network with some people and watch these streams, because if you do happen to see a couple of lower division guys, Division 4 players playing, you can always shoot them a PM, find their Steam message over ensl.org, and just shoot them a PM, try and get out for a team, or even create your own, because we're always looking for new teams to spice up the divisions with some more new and interesting content players. There's a lot of you good players out there, and we'd love for you to be in the ENSL.
Right, I'm trying to sort a couple things out here still. Also,
That's
did you
fine.
mention the recruiting on the actual ENSL website? I'm sorry, I probably zoned out for a moment there while I was trying to get this set
Yeah,
up.
I mentioned that it would be an idea to sign up for some gathers, to sign up for some PCWs. Well, sign up for some pickup games, not PCWs, and eventually start getting into some PCWs. I know a lot of teams are accepting what are known as mercs. If you guys are unfamiliar with the term, mercs are players not a member of a team that is playing, who will play for that team when they don't have enough players. And it is a pretty good idea if you want to go network with some of the people who are on teams. You want to go see what competitive community is like. I recommend starting off on the lower divisions like Division 4 to begin with, and testing your metal before Season 5 kicks off. I think, when is that? It'll be later this year,
Yeah,
right?
I think it. I don't know whether it's going to be end of August or. I mean, I'd assume that the team signups will probably be opening reasonably soon, but I am not sure. It all depends on how things are going to line up. One of the other things is also, I believe at the bottom of my channel, I think I did add a section that was like, if you're interested in competitive NS2, there's links there for if, depending on what section of the world is basically you exist in, if you're an NA player, you're probably going to want to do Reddit pugs. If you're a European player, you're probably going to do the actual NSL gathers. If you're an Australian, you're going to probably be dealing with AusNS2. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff and all sorts of opportunities. All of them have their own sort of random, hey, let's have captains or commanders pick teams and then have stuff happen and just play some rounds and see what happens. And that's, I don't know, it's fair enough. It's a way to get used to it, as was mentioned, I believe, and maybe get on a team.
Alrighty then, so let's take a look at the lineup while we get going on here.
We're still missing
We've
one
got-
person on Onzer's team, it looks like, and we still have a bazillion specs. It's people being silly. Ay, ay, ay.
And this will mean that the spectator all chat will repeatedly light up during this game. It's kind of distracting
Yeah.
for everyone involved, I mean.
Zephram,
Either way, though,
is
let's not let
laying
that
down the
distract
law.
us. But yeah, definitely. Let's have a look at who we've got going. We've got Bubba Gump Shrimp, sorry about that, commanding for Team Tachi, the Marine team. We've got Tachi himself. We've got Zaphod. We've got Biohazard, Terran, and Sammy G.
Meanwhile, over on Onzer's team, we've got Sif, Simple, Onzor, of course, Ioros, Bauer Jenkins, and Mindasp. And people
I
are
know a
being
lot of these
trolls.
guys, and yeah, people trying to kick Zephyr. Yeah, but I know a lot of these guys, especially on Team 5, and you will also know them too if you've been following this casting program with me throughout this past couple of weeks. You will know what they're capable of. There are a couple of well-known guys within the ENSL community, and if you guys sitting in chat here looking at the tab screen, you will just see that this is going to be a fantastic game. A lot of good players ready to fight between each other to give you guys the entertainment you deserve. And I think it's best of 5 as well, so we're going to be seeing a lot of games, a lot of strategies.
I believe they said that I think there's something wrong with the server or something, or it doesn't have the right version of Kodiak and Cage. So we won't be seeing those maps, so we'll be seeing a lot more of the normal ones we normally see.
Yeah, I think there is also a rotation. I mean, if they're going to be playing this in the official ENSL rule set, I mean, you won't be able to be using some of the maps we've seen currently in the draft tournament, like Kodiak, Caged. A lot of those are not played.
Yeah, they already do. Those would be on the choices, but as I said, I think the server just doesn't have them. And I see somebody in my chat saying that there's buffering issues. It shouldn't be. I don't have the bitrate set hideously high, so try refreshing the page and seeing if that clears it up. If not, well, I have no idea. Twitch sometimes
And what
like
works for
barfing
me
everywhere.
is yeah, for sure. What works for me is going into a pop-out window, so it is the button next to the spanner on your stream. Pop out the window, maximize it to full screen if you want, and that usually reduces the lag for me and stops the buffering.
Yeah, we do have everyone.
I mean,
we do have everybody in here, so it's just waiting on people to leave specs from the sound of things, because they're just being annoying, and I don't think. And obviously, this probably would have been solved if somebody had admin, but I don't know if anybody necessarily has admin on the server to just kick them.
I think everyone's claiming here that they're casting, and it's true for Ixion, Vindaloo, yourself, and I. Mendasp is refusing to leave.
Well, Mandas is on the team. You're being silly there. He's
Yeah.
on the team.
People are trying to
But-
force him out.
But yeah, we have a number of specs that probably shouldn't be here, and so everybody's just waiting to make them leave at this point. It is kind of silly. It is supposed to be finals, and I mean, yeah, it's a draft tournament, so it isn't like as hardcore as, if it was finals for, something else. But it's like, come on, guys, come on. This is silly delays. I mean, it's one thing if NS2 is delayed because somebody's getting the file mismatch or whatever the heck, but this is just people being silly.
Yeah, but this is also NS2, and when has NS2 ever started on time?
Oh yeah. It's 45 minutes late. I was just checking the overlay there. It's let's see. Yeah, when's the last time something started on time?
Yeah. Have you updated team names? I'm not watching the stream right now. You updated team names for
Oh no, I didn't bother.
Marines and Aliens?
I didn't bother.
That's cool. It's a good shout then, I guess.
Whatever. They got their
Team
team
1.
leaders on there. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, Tachi Team 1 and Aliens are Ownzor's team.
No about reading chat again. I'm not sure if reading ball marks in my chat there. I'm not sure if it's possible with the way Twitch has their stupid encoding thing to be able to actually do that. They're using some goofy not like BB code style coding, but something similar. It might be more like Wikipedia, but I don't think there is really an option. You just have to like middle click it or whatever to open it in a new tab. That is the only option because, well, it's not very smart. I don't like the way it's coded, but that's a whole different rant.
Then back on topic to NS2. It looks like things are winding down now. We've kicked a spec. We've kicked maybe...
One down.
We're going to kick a second spec very soon, yeah. So we will be getting ready very soon. We did have a week in the NSL, right? The start of Season 4, where teams were forced into North and South spawns based on their team. So Aliens were 1 week forced into North spawn, the second week forced into South spawn. And still now I get people asking me if that is still the case. So I do want to point out that,
that was just
spawns on Tram.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah,
a
I'll let
couple
you-
week
I'll let you
thing
explain.
because, depending on what team you are and, what your luck's like. I mean, if you're just really bad at North spawns no matter what, and, you just, the RNG decides that you're going to be North spawns for let's say there wasn't any of that setup with the set spawns. Oh, we're actually getting started, looks like, but whatever, here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
But yeah, it's all dependent on RNG and stuff. And now everybody has a chance to end up wherever, so let's see where we're going to end up for this set. Alright,
Alright guys, this will be the first of 5, or a best of 5 first match between Team Tachi and Team Ownzor.
Obviously they're building a little arms lab right down there in Tachi's base. Meanwhile, we've gotten Skulks running out, going through there, going through hub, heading off to wherever the heck they feel like going. Armor 1 already started. And it looks like we have, I don't know why they have 4 over here, over by observation, but looks like they're really serious there about saying if they could roll over those 2 poor Marines there. But one of them is Terran, and Terran is a pretty dang good shot as a Marine, so they better watch out.
Safeud's pushed up very hard there into hub. We've got 2 also in logistics. If these Skulks, the 4 of them, are able to crush into observation, it could be a while before any of these Marines come to pick up the paces and retake those positions because they are so far away from observation itself.
Yeah, we've only had 1 Skulk, 1 Marine going down so far. At this point, looks like Terran's going to push forward into ET to start capping that. We have group of 2 here, Sammy G and Tachi moving up through platform. Obviously, that RT has been dropped by the alien team, so that'll be slightly problematic if they're going to go and potentially lose the Cis Chain and the RT and the Drifter. That's a lot of res at this early point of the game. Tachi may go down, Tachi does go down, Sammy G does go down by Bar Jenkins, so they save that for now. And all things are good up that in that section of the map.
Meanwhile, Logistics was just taken down there by, I think it was Onzar and Simple. Simple was the first Skulk in on the scene. To start with that, we have Biohazard here against Mendap in Mezzanine. Biohazard gets the kill. We have, wow, Terran getting a number of good shots there on Sif with his pistol. Simple also losing his life to Terran's pistol.
Yeah, it looks like the logistics RT did go down at some point, but they're obviously rebuilding now that Safefoot and or Tachi, sorry, building that up. We have Onzar hiding around the corner while Biohazard split up from Terran, which might actually allow Onzar to go in there and kill him. Mendas just came through the vent, so it looks like, yeah, Biohazard is the target there. 3 Skulks coming in. Sammy G's coming up from behind. Terran's going to go down to Simple, and Sammy G's a little bit too late to join the party. And that was a team
kill just there. Yeah, Sammy G is positioning himself very well though in hub. He is doing a fantastic job of pistoling down a couple of those Skulks. He's left Bauer Jenkins on a sliver of health remaining. However, that was just one Marine. 3 Skulks were sent to deal with, so we have Tachi and Zayfod over there in repair to secure that. Bauer is alone inside of an elevator transfer now. We have Biohazard moving in to resecure, and the Marines are once again allowed to go on the offensive. We've got Tachi and Zayfod moving through up against 4 Skulks. Whether they're going to have everybody else continue on. But then again, Simple and Onzar both are fairly chipped, so they're probably just going to take down the RT and, you know, spread system there and see what happens. There is Sammy G moving into that area of the map. It looks like Onzar's going to run over there to meet him. He might end up going down, though, but he's hiding up on the ceiling. He does go down. Mendas cleans up that engagement. Meanwhile, it looks like we had somebody poking over there at observation, but Zafo cleared him out. We have one lurk coming in, and the first lurk I've seen of this match in around 3 minutes. We have 2 Marines at the back of the server room tech point there, using the space to their advantage to try and fend off the waves and waves of aliens that just keep coming. Biohazard's now trapped in the corner, and the lurk will pick up the final kill. However, the server room RT will take a lot of mucus membrane to keep alive if they want to hold that down, because the Marines have been pressuring. Do keep in mind that in this version of the comp mod, mucus only gives a shield. I don't know how it actually affects structures at this point. I'd have to actually go test that, because I don't. If it only gives a shield, that isn't going to be particularly effective. So they're just going to have to wait and hope that the, that the cyst regrows. We're seeing another fight over here on repairs, repairs. Sif is down to half health as lurk there. Simple as the secondary lurk, or some order like that. Either way, they're both up. They're going back to heal. We have Onzar playing Ring Around the Rosie with Biohazard over here in ET. Onzar is down to half health, though. Will he win? Yeah, Marines currently otherwise moving up into elevator transfer. Repair room to recap. Oh, we've got Sif coming up behind Biohazard here, using the vents to his advantage. We've got the second lurk moving in as a pack of lurks together, taking down our Marine med packs. Not quick enough, unfortunately, but that is how you play together as
Oh, Sif gets really chipped there. He was going to head out of the room to go heal, but Sammy was sneaking right around the corner. But the problem was he was in a sort of position where it would be much easier to see him. He's able to, Sif barely gets out of there with his life. Terran coming into the room. As I said, Terran is a pretty damn good 11%. Shot. So if he'd been able to get that shot, that would have been one less lurk. And at this point, they have got a Krag in server room to heal them up, but Krags are notoriously slow in tight engagements, and that is allowing Terran to put some tail shots into those lurks as they retreat back in server room. Drifter being forced to use mucus membrane as the Marines retreat out of mezzanine to get a larger arc of fire on those lurks down there inside the hub corridor into mezzanine. Chasing him away there, Sif. Wow, almost going down once again, using his health as a resource there very effectively. Yeah, they're keeping both the lurks tied up on the right side of the map, so meanwhile the rest of the Marines could go and just, have fun on the left side, technically. So now that those Marines have finally been cleared, they probably will end up putting some pressure on the left side. We currently have Zepho and Tachi recapping. To the right. We have only Mendasp, who's really chipped over, sort of in that area. Sammy G was in hub there. It looks like they have the power node socketed, so they're probably going to be preparing eventually for phase gate going in the center of the map, which is pretty standard. We have four aliens there at the moment, so that isn't gonna be right this instant. Besides, they're only working on weapons 2 right now. Tachi goes down to
Weapons
Sif.
level 2 at this point in the game is pretty efficient. However, they are lacking on certain other things, though. They've got their second RP, they got that armory, they haven't got shotguns, they might be getting that soon. The real reason why they have
Yep,
been able
there's
to
the
get this
shotguns.
amount of technology up so far, however, is because they've only lost 3 RTs in 6 minutes, counting the one that just went down in elevator transfer. So only 3 RTs in 6 minutes is really helping those Marines out right now. They're spending less res. That's the extra, well, let's be honest, 30 res that they have saved over time from not dropping the extractors had they gone down at the 1 per minute rate you are kind of looking for, which is essentially a free weapons level 2 at this point in the game.
Well, they almost lost the one down there in observation. Meanwhile, the Lurks got pushed back up to mezzanine by Sammy G and Tachi. I thought for a little while ago that,
Oh, watch
that
this.
Sammy was gonna get a sneaky kill, but Sif is staying in there way too long. He needs to get out.
Sif,
he
get
does
out!
get out.
Oh, he went down.
He was just kind of flailing around in the ceiling there. It looked like I don't know what he was where he was trying to go, but he was definitely trapped. He couldn't really make it back
Yeah,
to
he
it.
had
But
no
we have
support.
2 fades. There goes one popping up right now, and there goes Onzor as the other. So we have Bauer and Onzor up as fades, and Bauer's gonna go through the vent. And I think that it looks like we got Onzor going around to flank, and they're gonna set up to come in there and wipe out Sammy G and Tachi. And here they go.
Yeah, 7-minute fades are very, very good going for those alien teams. We've talked a lot about how the Marines are doing on resources. We've neglected the alien res count as one of the fades gets out very low there. Second fade on half health. The alien res count has been at around 5, and they've not lost a single RT for this entire game. And as a result, have got early fades, have managed to get themselves 3 shells. Commander is still sitting on very low res, so even now he's using the resource to the absolute maximum, putting down PvE wherever he can.
We have a shotgun
I
there
just
on
generally
Sammy G
helping out the
moving
alien team.
up towards hub with Terran. We have to see where they're planning on going. It looks like they're going to go over there and try and pick off Simple maybe, since he's floating around in the middle of the room and he is scanned down. Mendas was in an egg and he gets picked off there. Anyway, a lot to see here. Sammy G is getting focused by a fade and the Skulky goes down. The shotgun is still there on the room. Here comes Biohazard into the room also with a shotgun. However, he's all alone now and so he is down. So that's 40 res there
James
sitting on
does
the
take
floor.
a huge gut shot from that.
Oh,
Does take a
here
huge
comes
gut
Alpha
shot. He's now up to
and Tachi
60%.
as well.
Oh, scans in. Could we be seeing Onzor go down here to a huge pinch? Almost. The shotguns did hit, but he was able to get himself out of there quick enough.
All right,
And Tachi cycles the shotguns.
Yep, so those are nice and safe. Meanwhile, Sammy G was running in to go try and recap them, and he's going to probably end up going... Oh, nope, he doesn't go down. But he got
He had support
kind
from
of close there.
Zayfod there that came from inside.
Sammy needs to turn around and go get those shotguns. They need to be recycled pretty soon, I think.
They're letting them die, I think. They're wanting to kill some of these life forms.
There
They're
goes
being
Sammy
very
G going to
aggressive
get
here.
one.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, they've been very aggressive here inside the corridor into mezzanine leading from hub that needs to be named. It doesn't have one. We have Zayfod and Tachi there trying to use the space to their advantage, backing off in hub. However, that's not going to really help them when these fades are coming in from every angle. Skulks around their feet. Sammy G is the last Marine alive here, being taken out by Onzor. The med packs are strong, but on 3 RTs, can the Marine Commander afford it? He's also researching weapons, armor, level 2, so it is going to be very tough for him.
Here's the thing, the two
also keep those
RTs
meds
that are up outside of their base are both being attacked as we speak. The one in... Oh, I was going to say the one in Logi probably had to be fairly low, but I guess that was completely full health when the Skulk started chomping on it. They have a whip on the
And
one
now
in
the,
ET.
yeah. Which I guess is all fine and good being aggressive as a Marine team when you want to take out some of these life forms. And it gets to the point that you're losing natural expansions. Maybe instead of researching weapons level 2, maybe armor level 2 in fact, that you should maybe think about getting phase tech, maybe thinking about getting that gate into hub so you can reevaluate, you can hold down a position instead of retreat into a position like we just saw hub then. I mean, if you remember, those 2 Marines retreated back into hub from that little corridor there that all the PvE structure is in right now, coming from mezzanine. And if they had maybe a gate there, that would have helped them out a little bit more. Reinforcements.
See here real quick, they do have... Do they have a gate? They don't have a gate up yet, it looks like. What are you
One of
gasping
the
at?
fades in observation was very low.
However, we have a
Got a little bit
fade.
of a push into main.
Yeah, they're debating what to bite on. So they're gonna beacon back.
That
I
does
think-
force the beacon though.
Yeah, I think that it would have been nice if they'd been able to go and get a gate started up there in what's it? Or looks like they did have the power started. They didn't, or well, they had it socketed. They didn't get it really started power. But now now that they're back on the south half of the map, they're gonna have to go and reclaim their map position. Since they lost the power over there in repairs, they're obviously not gonna be able to put the gate there. They're probably just gonna have to go for a more standard hub gate, unless they can, you know, totally wreck this and continue on up to ore. However, they're split up, so so we have a shotgun down there in repairs now. Both fades took a little bit of damage, but nothing too bad. Obviously, with metabolize now, their energy isn't as much of an issue. They can just hit that button and not be in such a bad place. We have an Onos up, that'd be Mendas. He's just kind of cruising around South Tunnels and Hub.
We've also got a hive up in server room as well. The Marines have no idea, and even if they did, they wouldn't have any advantage to try and kill that. They have no phase gate, they have no route that is unguarded by the alien team right now to go and get that hive. Meanwhile, they're also dropping a hive in elevator transfer. We have 2 fades up here in observation, crushing a Marine. They also have an Onos with them that is taking an RT. 1 Marine goes down in hub, and 2 Marines make their way into elevator transfer to try and kill the unbuilt hive. They almost succeeding doing so, but it was 19%.
Yeah, and they're just gonna GG at this point. Yeah, it was pretty obvious that after a certain point, they like let the aliens kind of just like, I don't know, taking a quick look at the res graph. Yeah, they didn't really push into their RTs very much. So they just kind of sat around, and then eventually, oh hey, we can grab another RT, we can grab another RT, hey, we can drop a hive. Hey, we could drop 2 hives! And I think that was just one of those things that it looked like, you know, they sort of stalled out in the middle there, or in the, you know, first chunk of the game where, you know, the aliens at the top half of the map. That is one of the advantages if you're on the top half of the map as aliens. You know, it's pretty easy to go collect quite a few RTs there and have it, you know, be a nice strong start. And the Marines didn't get a push out and get their RTs up, at least as far as I recall, for a little bit of time. I mean, I think that ET wasn't exactly like, you know, build OBS, then build ET, like immediately. It was a little bit of a delay because I think they had some fighting over there, they had some skulks taking people down. And so it was just probably like enough of a delay on the Marine start that they, you know, and then not enough, you know, attacks into the alien section of the map to really delay that from happening, and they just like couldn't catch up. I don't know though.
I mean, yeah, we also saw at the start of the game the Marines actually had a fairly strong res game. I mean, as soon as they dealt with what you were talking about, coming out of observation, going into ET, they got repair room side up fairly fast. They were pushing into ore processing a little bit. They didn't manage to get that RT up. But at one point, I distinctly remember them sitting on 5 RTs as a Marine team. But what really sealed the deal was when they were unable to push any further than their 2 tech points. They really got sidetracked on the skulks that were biting down on that res, the lurks that were biting down on the res whenever they were in position to do so, because they then lost their positions in North Tunnels or processing. They were even trying to push mezzanine a little bit and failed to do so there, which allowed the aliens to get up to 4 and then 5 res towers, which got 7-minute fades, which is so tough to deal with.
Yep, and here we go. We have 10 seconds into round 2. Let me add the thing here, so that was... People who are now Marines won the last round. Okay. Alright.
And yeah, we see a south spawning alien team this time.
So teams in the same places, just different, you know, alien versus Marine thingy. Anyway, we're seeing
and we saw
groups moving through here, coming towards the initial battles here in Hub and such. Oh, Biohazard gets absolutely just wiped across the room.
And as a result of that skull kill, the Marines now using that positional advantage to go and move through into logistics. Onzel's parasited though, which will give Terran a little bit of leeway, but he will get taken down. Tatch is now coming up from behind to go and flank these 2 Marines. Desysting logistics fairly early on is an aggressive move, and one that could pay off well.
Oh,
or could
very
go
nice.
wrong,
Both
the
skulls going down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that up there in the little hallway going to Logi, I think Mendes kind of forgot to check his corner. It looked like he looked to the left and not to the right. So I think he might have missed that skulk. Because I don't think he saw him at all. Anyway, we have Simple versus Sammy G going up in the sort of ore processing tunnel. Except for Sammy said, forget
Sammy
this,
G
he's going to go just
tunnel,
be obnoxious on the RT. Oh, nope, Simple can't quite shoot him around the corner.
Yeah, he'll now be back up to go and parasite some of the Marines that are going through south tunnels. Eventually go and engage on that. He's a bit low though, so he
Here's the
chooses
thing.
to go
We
and
have two
engage
skulls
with
going
the
into
rest of his team.
base. Check out the map. You can see there are 2 Marines down at the very south part
Oh
of the
yeah,
map.
look at that.
There's, you know, one that's running back from platform. Urus jumps out of the chair. He gets taken down. This is like free, just like candy for the skulks. It's just like free. Look, an IP.
Yeah.
It's 20 res. Tasty. There it goes. Simple's able to pop out at the last second. He clears out the skulks there, and okay, they're back down to one IP. Somehow Mendasp and
gotta be
Onzor are
honest,
still alive
they,
down there to the south.
If they'd gone for the early upgrade strategy, that could have potentially been an arms lab researching an upgrade. So having the IP go down as a casualty of war there was probably, I know, the cheapest thing that could have been killed, depending on which strategy the Marines decided to go. So they shouldn't be feeling the hit too badly from that 20 res that they are going to lose. They have only lost, well, they haven't lost any RTs looking at the graphs right now, and have got 5 RTs, 1 ghosted. So they are raking in the resources right now. The aliens, to be fair, assisting out to their tech points, but the Marines have the current advantage in terms of total number of resource towers.
Yeah, they had to pull back.
So we'll see how that
3 or 4
develops into
skulks to
mid-game.
clear the 2 Marines that were over in the observation area. Looks like they may end up losing the RT over here in repairs, depending on whether Mendasp is able to go and clear the skulk off that. Onzor is pushing forward down into south tunnels. Terran's waiting around the corner for Onzor to show up. I think he just baited
I
him
think
there
he
with the
made a
med pack
bit
call.
too much noise.
I think he just baited him with the med pack call. Because he called for meds and he
Yeah, I
did
think,
not have he didn't have much damage done to him. He still had pretty much all his armor.
Yeah, I missed that one. My sound was pretty low. But anyway, we have Sammy G evolving Skulk in North Tunnels there. He's waiting for the rest of the team. Tachi, Biohazard, and Zaphod now all moving through Hub. Sif does take a huge chunk of damage out of Biohazard, but now the Skulks are making their way back up into Marine Base, where Bauer Jenkins is leading the Skulks away from the chair, getting meds as he does so.
So 1 skulk down,
Take it
and
down there.
yeah, they're gonna have to try and get some nice chip damage here. Sammy G is very low. Sif should be able to take down Sammy G, no problem. I mean, yeah, okay, horrible things could happen, but it looks like, yeah, there we go, all nice and cleared. So
And
that
the
was
Marines doing
really
what
obvious.
the previous Marine team couldn't.
Yeah, that was really obvious because whoever was in Hub saw, you know, 3 or 4 skulks running north. I mean, that was just like, hey, look, guys, they're going to base. Anyway, we got Tachi up as a lurk, and we also have Zaphod up as a lurk as well. Here they come into Logi, where Onzor and Mendasp are. Mendasp gets taken down by Sammy G. Now Onzor is gonna be next. Looks like
We
Sif
are
is
seeing
hiding around the
lurks now,
corner.
so hopefully for the alien team, the pace of the game will change. But right now, the Marines are hoping that they are able to flash a number of these lurks
Whoa,
early on, and that
hello.
will be the case as Zaphod goes down. Wow.
Yeah, that skulk that was chasing the Marine there did not make it quite in time. I was watching to see the skulk, you know, take down the pistoling Marine, and it, nope. Simple was hiding around the corner to try and see if he could kill Tachi or whoever happened to come around the corner there. He got a couple bites into him, but that was about it. We have shotguns started, we have weapons 1 started, so they're doing pretty well on that. I mean, I see some RTs blinking, so they're gonna try and take a chunk out of the res that's currently that the Marine team currently has.
And it's pretty funny because I was just about to make a point before that lurk went down. The Marines are going to have their intention to flash lurks as a top priority, but without weapons level 1, shotguns, or even weapons level 2, because, I mean, yeah, maybe it's a bit too early in the game for that. It will be a tough task for them. And right as I was about to say that, Zaphod goes down there and completely ruins what I was about to say, Nick, so thanks for that.
Yeah, so it's going to be all up to Tachi, so you better not screw anything up here. Sif is going to go down because there are way too many aliens there. Yeah, Tachi is without armor, so he'll have to be a little bit careful. But all things considered, not too bad. Obviously, I have 5 RTs now for... they had 6 there until that one went down in Ore for Onzor's team. They're going to lose the one down here in repairs as well, most likely, while they're rebuilding the one up in Ore. They're just going to juggle some RTs going on. Mendasp is hiding around the corner. Terran is in front of the Tachi, so if Mendasp either gets spotted or anything like that, then his little hiding there is going to be completely pointless. Yeah, he's just
On the
using
other side of that
geometry
map,
there.
though, we have a huge engagement going on. That was in, repair room. Mendasp here. Look at that. Check out Mendasp. Oh, Tachi! You lucky luck. Mendasp hiding in the corner there. I think he missed a couple of his shots there, and Tachi ate it out alive. He is currently spoiling regeneration, so he will be able to heal up from that. But as I was about to say, there was also huge engagement down there in repair. Those skulks that had been juggling back and forward the Marines in repair and or processing, juggling those Marine balls had finally been taken down as the Marines storm into repair. But right now we have server room going down and Mezzanine has just been killed. So hopefully, right as of right now, Marines have only lost 3 RTs. As both of those RTs just popped, we have 5 RTs down in 6 minutes.
Meanwhile, we're seeing the gate going up in hub. That is pretty typical. So that is up now, and there are 2 shotgunners in the room there to guard that. So that'll be pretty, pretty easy to hold, assuming they don't get picked off because one of them is going to Mez. Simple, where are you going? Sif, where are you going?
This is a difference
Mendes was
between,
up there. Okay, never mind. That isn't quite as bad with Mendes up there as well.
And this is a difference in strategy between the 2 teams. We saw Weapons 2 last game completed for FaZe Tech. I think FaZe Tech was up, but no gates were up, so it's kind of the same thing really last game.
They didn't have their ability to... They didn't have the map control to be able to get the gate up in the first place. It was just, they just got shoved back into their start.
Yeah, I mean, it was really, a lot of it was the PvE that they put down in Mezzanine corridor leading into elevator transfer. I don't know whether you remember seeing that, guys, in stream. A PvE structure there really did help those lurks, help those fades when they were engaging the hub Marines trying to hold it down. The power was socketed, so they always had that intention. Oh, look at that. Onsol got an axe kill down there on Bubblegum.
I skip away at just the last second, so I missed that.
Oh man,
yeah, there's a shotgun over on the Logi side of things. It looks like somebody's going to pick that up at the moment. Looks like Mendes was grabbing it. Simple is going to maybe, yep, he is going to go down there, and that's 2 more shotguns in the little hallway to ET there. Looks like they're going to be setting up turrets.
Not doing that badly for Pyrrhus, though.
They're setting up turrets.
Turrets
I
now.
see a battery. Question is, who's going to build it? Onzor is running off to the north, doing whatever he feels like. It looks like he might be going to go cap.
I was about to say the Drifter was going to try and build it then. He was just making his way through the blueprint.
Looks like he's actually going to go and try and see if he can pick off Biohazard up there in platform. Meanwhile, down here at the south, we have Mendes and Bauer Jenkins versus Sammy G as the Fade. He's already lost most of his armor, so he better be careful, but there's enough walls in the way that he's able to get out of Logi alive. They're going to weld up and just kind of camp out in the Logi and be annoying, because obviously that is pretty much one of the few RTs that the Alien team currently has. Or, well, it would be if they actually had it dropped. I'm assuming it just got completely owned.
And interesting enough, Zayfon has enough now for another lurk with the upgrades, so he could be joining his lurk buddy very soon, Tachi, to go and lay down a bit more spike pressure in some of these areas, maybe where the sentries are holding the area, to try and force some of these Marines out. To try
Sammy
and
G had hit a little
like
hole in the wall over by ET, and he was waiting for somebody to come around and swipe at him, but he missed his swipes on. I think it was Bauer Jenkins. So I was like, okay, perfect ambush, except for he missed. And so he got out of there alive. Nope, I don't think anybody died there except for maybe a skulk. Anyway, yeah, we'll probably.
So what are the team kills looking like right now on the graphs? There's nothing's really going on the map right now. So what are the team kills looking like?
Marines are ahead. I mean, it's taking a look at the res graph. I mean, they've taken down 7 RTs. So the skulks have been busy, and if they, just as long as they keep avoiding the Marines, it doesn't really matter. We're seeing a bunch of aliens moving here into hub. Obviously with those sentries up, that is going to slow things down a lot. We have Zaphod biting on one of the turrets, and it looks like that one will go down, so that it'll have a little hole in the, like, shot. We even had Bubba out of the hive. I know Bubba is like infamous for his turrets, so I wonder how much he enjoys having turrets used against him. But we have 3 Marines in the hive room at the moment. Currently with, of course, the fades and stuff that are in there are at pretty much full health, except for Sammy G is now low. Tachi goes down. And then we had Sammy G barely duck into the hive. Biohazard is still alive. He may be able to take out Onzer. Maybe. Nope.
And a second fade comes popping out the top of the hive. We've got 1 more Marine moving in from the logistics side of things. If they are able to just hit 1 more shotgun shell onto these fades as Biohazard goes down there. As I finish the sentence there, we have Mendas. Revenge kill by about 5 skulks there, all jumping from eggs at the same time.
Watching Sammy G chase a Mac through logistics, they did have that in there to help with the welding and stuff. There are, what, 2 shotguns down there at the very least? 3 shotguns down in the hive. So those are obviously not going to be recapped, so that's a bunch of res that they have lost. But looking at everybody's current P-res, I mean, they could just buy another shotgun. It's not they could get a shotgun and a welder in most cases. And it looks like they're going to go and just cap, Sif and Onzo are going to cap ET. Meanwhile, over in observation, they're obviously rebuilding that there. A little bit of skulk pressure into hub, but that the southernmost turret has been put down again, so it's pretty well locked down. They may end up having to get somebody to do a biobomb on that. They actually have both lurks did relurk. They aren't going to have anybody save for Onos. They're just, or either the lurks save for Onos. They're just going to go for both the lurks. That's probably because they did lose one of the fades. Sammy G is pretty hurt, so he better watch out. Terran is finally able to take down Bauer Jenkins there. Except for Mendas was down in Logi. So Sammy G, yeah, hi, dude.
Oh, whoa, look at this in server room up here now. What are we going to do about that? We got a hive
very
dropped.
nice sneaky hive, while everybody is distracted.
I just want to bring you back to the earlier point. The last time the aliens went onto the offensive, you were just saying as long as they avoid Marines now, they can start to take an area. If the turrets weren't up, then I think they would have taken hub. But what happened was 3 Marines were down there in observation. Not sure what you would need 3 Marines there for, but the aliens saw this the same way I did and thought, right, we're going to go through logistics. We're going to go through South Tunnel's door into logistics and go right into hub. And that's what they did. They killed a couple of Marines in there. They got Zaphod on the sentries. They had Biobomb up. Unfortunately, they didn't have a Gorge in there in time. And those 3 Marines that were working on observation were kind of at a loss. They didn't know whether to go for base. They didn't know whether to go for South Tunnels. We had a Lurk try and retreat through South Tunnels. They thought about pinching unsuccessfully. And I think that attack was set up beautifully by those aliens. And it was just a case of those sentries slowing things down far too much that cost them that assault.
Yeah, they didn't have enough things that could take down the sentries quickly. They had, what, two fades and a lurk? And obviously the lurks, they kind of get melted by sentries, because sentries are mean. And, you know, fades aren't going to do that much damage to buildings. So there was, like, what, some skulks. And the skulks kind of have low HP in relation to, you know, some of the other life forms. Pretty much all the other life forms. So it just wasn't going to end up being very good. And it looked
And
like
look
they were
what we
going to
have
try...
down here then in South Tunnels.
Oh, we have an arc.
Yeah, they're
Say
going to arc out the
hello.
Harvester.
They're building more turrets,
Interestingly,
too.
that whip right next to the Harvester, it's also going to take a bit of damage, so they might be able to pick up an extra 10 res, and the commander for the alien team isn't really noticing what's going on there just yet.
Yeah, we do have Bubba going Gorge. Obviously, one of the changes with this version of the comp mod is that when commanders are out of the hive or chair, they do get res. And it isn't very much, because, you know, chances are you're trying to do stuff in the hive a good percentage of the game, so it takes forever for him to get the RT or the res to be able to go Gorge. It looks like he had, what, 13 res there, so he did get that touch. He almost gets completely destroyed. He has to go back and heal. Obviously, with the Bubba now up, oh no, he's gonna go back into the hive. He's not even gonna go try and biobomb that. So he should be able to get a, I don't know if he'd actually be able to get the biobomb on that. Never mind.
But interestingly, let's take a look at the resources for each team. Now, Marines are on 7 RTs, whereas the aliens are on 1, and that isn't their main base RT like you would expect. They've also just lost 3 shells to arcs, and if a couple of Marines just went in Logi, they would successfully res-lock these aliens with those arcs sitting in South Tunnels, and Marines looking set to kill logistics. They do not look likely to be able to grab another RT at all during the rest of this game.
Up here, we have Terran up as a Gorge, up in the Marine base. Tachi goes down. They're going to drop another chair. They're just like, whatever, who cares. Ouroboros jumps out. He's going to go after Terran and try and kill Terran. But here comes a Lurk and a Fade, and they kill Ouroboros. And
The
there
Fade,
goes
though,
Sammy
going
G.
so low. Oh.
And there goes the
And
Lurk.
another Lurk goes down
Yeah,
to
that
Zaphod.
was it. They were just like, hey, let's see what happens. And it didn't work.
They've got their server room hive up though. Always that. There's always that consolation prize of server room hive.
Yeah, they got the nice sneaky hive that nobody noticed. Well, now obviously they'd notice because, you know, they spread cysts out to there, but there you go. That was round 2. Just waiting for Biohazard to F4. All right.
So, are we looking at a map change now? I think this is the time to map change if there was
Yep.
any.
Yep, we'll have to see what they pick.
I think it was who started Marines. Was it Team Tachi? I think it's their turn to pick the map this time because I think it was Onzo's team who grabbed the last map.
Not sure what's going on today, but there seem to be a lot of, like, sirens going on. So it sounds like everybody gets to be blasted by more sirens as something goes by my house again.
Oh god.
People are being crazy. Oh no, they're even honking. Oh well, at least it's between rounds.
And at least it's not one of us.
All right, looks like
Either way,
going
we're
to
changing
Summit.
the map to Summit. So Summit, a very interesting map. Tram, a favorite for a lot of teams, and it relies on very good teamwork to lane block those lanes, to really do some interesting strategies here, building up phase gates at a certain time, knowing when to get your weapons level, knowing when to get your shotguns, knowing which areas to move through to pinch life forms.
All of a sudden, my
And in
NS2
Summit,
just freaking minimized. That was lovely.
oh well,
Well, let's
and
just
Summit,
hope. Let's just hope NS2 doesn't like freak out in black screen after the map loads. Anyway.
I mean, that's happened a few times to me, and it is kind of frustrating. But Summit has a similar kind of feel to it as there are a couple of lanes that you need to block as either teams. It works especially well as Marines with shotguns. As we'll see coming on into this game, it's which team utilizes those positions more efficiently. That's how I look at Summit as I watch more and more games in these kind of settings. We see a lot of activity around Summit Reception, Computer Lab, Glass Hallway, and Pipe Junction area, all entrances to hive lanes. So
Yep.
as long as one team can secure those choke points, the relevant choke points furthest away from their base, preferably to lane block those back lanes to their res nodes, then I think they are good to go.
Yeah, obviously, Summit is a lot more circular than Tram was, which always, at least to me, feels a lot more grid-like, which, you know, does make it more difficult to lane block, because it isn't like, hey, there's a left, a center, and, you know, a right. It's like, okay, there's these funny little choke points where, yes, if you stand there, theoretically you can block the lane, except for the fact there's kind of vents, and the vents can be pretty sneaky. If the alien
yes,
team
definitely.
notices that there is a pathway to base, it is very easy to sneak on through and get to base if the Marines are just in the wrong position. And that can end a game pretty quickly.
Yeah. And we have a lot of cheeky vents, don't we? We have the South Crossroads vent that goes through from Computer Lab
Yeah,
into
that's a good
maintenance
one.
access that you would otherwise have to use Summit Reception through Glass Hallway to get to, which is kind of difficult. The big long vent down here in Comp Lab to maintenance access with also an entrance to sub access.
Yeah, that
So
one
again,
isn't.
very useful.
Yeah, I don't think that one is used necessarily as much to, you know, sneak into the other base. Usually it's that one that's at the south at Crossroads seems to be a pretty popular one because it's like, you don't think about it as much. It's just like, it's just this
Yeah.
like tiny little thing. And it's like, whoopee, it's a vent.
Definitely with that bottom vent though, the Computer Lab section of that vent, I'd say about a 5-foot section of that vent gets used the most in this game because so many skulks like to hide in there. It is really difficult to shoot into, and it will allow you access to bite down some of those Comp Lab Marines as they get their RTM power up because it's so close to the power node.
All right, we're seeing here the third round starting. Let's see who's on what team.
Marines this time are starting off Tatch's team, and Aliens this time are going to be Own Source team starting off there. At the side spawn of sub access, Atrium is taken by Tatch's team. Not a favorable spawn, Atrium, as I like to think for myself. I mean, it is kind of difficult to get out when you are having to deal with Crevice, Summit Reception,
Here
Glass.
comes all the skulks, all of them, literally. Coming in here to try and bite down these Marines. Terran's gonna at the back of the group, and he's gonna get bitten by arrows, and maybe Simple, except for he's like dodging all the bites. So all that's left is Biohazard versus Sif. Oh,
Did you see
okay.
the fantastic shooting from those Marines then? They only died when they ran out of ammo, taking 3 skulks down initially, leaving 2 alive, and 1 went down in aftermath with Biohazard. And now poor old Simple, left alive, alone, is now forced to go and bite down.
Yeah, he's gonna get wiped
Crevice.
by Tachi because, well, Tachi was heading back. It looked like because of that little push into base. What was that? That was a full 6 crash, wasn't it? Into reactor, and it just didn't
think
quite
it
work
might have
out
been.
that well. I mean, sometimes those can work really well, but it's like it just didn't work that well this time. There were too many people dying. I mean, ideally, if you're going to do that, you need to have some skulk to live so you can rotate and take out the Marines on the other side while they're panicking. Tachi's able to
Right
take
now,
out
the Marines
2
have gained
skulks over
a
there in
huge
flight.
advantage. Yeah, definitely those two Scots. I was just watching that as well, doing very well. I was also looking over there in ventilation, data core side. Cysts are already being cleared into data core. There's a very early cyst on low maturity, costing res every time that they go down for the alien team. And along with this unbuilt RT, and I don't see the drifter that was next to it anymore on the map. So, wow, a lot of resources lost in this early game for the alien team.
Yeah, they're just capping everything. I mean, they're dying so much they just spawn some eggs in. They don't have any eggs now still, so people, yeah, they're spawning more eggs, so everybody can finally be alive
wow.
again. I mean, that's the problem if you do the full team crush. And this is like a shooting gallery. It's such a terrible way to run down the hallway there. Notice how only one Skulk is alive. There are 4 other corpses sitting on the ground there, and Zaphod and Biohazard are still, you know, plenty alive. They need to go do something else. You're letting the Marines have almost 6 RTs. You need to go do something else. Look, they're just gonna move they're gonna probably relocate to cross, it looks like. Or maybe they're just scared of a base rush, but they're gonna do something there with the thing in cross. Tachi's gonna get that
very
built
cautious from the commander there. I commend him for his caution. He has already got armor 1 up, so he's not like lacking on any important upgrades or anything. And we are seeing the reason for that caution now moving through the vent and flight control. We've got Tachi there though, lane blocking in some reception, taking out almost 2 Skulks. Oh wow, he does.
Yeah, they're doing a relocate, so they're just like, forget it, who cares? Maybe they're just being weird.
I mean, they've got their arms lab in. No, they just sold the IP in Atrium. They've got their arms lab in Atrium, which is a really weird combination to me because that arms lab there is just kind of a sitting duck with no one there to spawn, and the commander. I guess he's in the chair, but we'll probably get killed pretty quickly if the arms lab is under attack.
That were pushing into sub. So at this point, they really just need to go and kill all the RTs. They just need to make the RTs melt. Yeah, there goes another IP. They're building up an arms lab. It's a complete 100% relocate down there to cross, and they're just gonna leave the comm in the chair until, you know, something happens and he dies. It looks like we have Bauer Jenkins working on the RT there in reactor. Meanwhile, the one there in data also went down. They're finally realizing, oh wait, we need to take down these RTs. Quit fighting the Marines and go just kill all the res. That's pretty much the only thing you can do at this point because it's still quite a ways off. It's still, what, two res away from Lurks. Mindas was going to challenge Sammy G to duel.
Using that little vent channel we were talking about earlier to go and kill Tachi, who's building a computer lab power. But yeah, Bauer Jenkins now finds his way into the original Marine base. My headset's screaming at me that the command station is under attack.
Yeah. He changes his mind there. Yeah, it's kind of pointless at this point. Bubba's back in the chair now at cross, so he can recycle the chair that's up in Atrium and get some rest back on that one. Mandasp is going to attempt to take down Terran and get completely rolled because he had like no health. But yeah, they're just really keeping that pressure.
Taken down by the Marines. Yeah, definitely the pressure is huge. They've got computer lab mapped, they've got ventilation 99%, and they are already killing the RT. Starting weapons 2 with armor 1, I believe 2 IPs and armory. They are swimming in money, swimming in tech, and it seems like they have got Summit mastered compared to the current alien team.
And they're just going to go and take some more engagement. Simple and whoever was with him, it looks like it was Mendas, moved in to try and take down Tachi. They keep trying to take these engagements and they're not winning them. They need to just stop with the engagements and just go kill the res. They need to make the res non-existent. And to a certain point, they've done that a little bit. They've done that a little bit, but they keep getting distracted and fighting engagements instead. Because that was 3 Skulks that looked like they were going to try and take down Terran and Tachi over there in the little maintenance hallway. That is maintenance. Yeah, maintenance access hallway.
So right now the Marines have got Lurks up now. And wow, look at this. Look at the alien team right now. 5 Lurks. Spotted early by a Biohazard. Unable to really do too much chip damage. But he has to beacon right now and he does successfully. I don't know. Look at this push we've got going on here. All these Lurks, the Marines not knowing who or what to focus. All of the aliens are about at half health right now. All of the Marines are dead. The commander needs to repeatedly beacon, providing he has the res. He's dropped too many med packs and cannot beacon. The IPs could get camped here, but all of the Lurks are so very low.
3 Lurks down.
3 down.
Yeah,
and that's 2 Lurks that survive.
Yeah, as soon as they started getting really low, they either needed to decide to go all in on that, and just, I don't know. Yeah, that's one of the dangers. With the 2 IPs there. And, you know, beacons, yeah, that gets really dangerous. I don't know whether they needed to have, did they have a drifter in there? I don't think they had a drifter in there to give shield, because that would have helped a little bit with the mucus. I mean, it would have helped a little bit. It still probably wouldn't have saved them, but it would have helped.
And
So
right now we are seeing two Marines
Mendas.
defend their RT in
Oh my
Computer
god,
Lab.
Mendas! Oh my gosh, Mendas. The other lurk is down. Sif is dead. Now it's all Mendas.
Yeah, that was an
Mendas.
Atrium.
It's all up to Mendas.
But definitely, I do think, though, that even though the two IPs were up, the Armory was up, and the Marines were to be beaconed from those two IPs, that the Aliens did the right thing in that lurk rush. They are screwed if they continue to play the game as they are doing right now, I guess, and before, which is just try and grab your naturals back, because the Marines have such a short travel time now coming from the center of the map to the alien naturals. It rivals the travel time that the aliens have from their own hive. So Marines are most likely going to cap their RTs, and the aliens needed to try something very, very swift, very, very heavy-handed that the Marines
I think with
could
how
have a
early,
hard time dealing with.
with how early that beacon was, that maybe they should have, escaped or something. Maybe it's like then all the Marines are there, and they're gonna put tons of bullets into you, no matter what. And I don't know whether, but then that's the thing. They have Bubba is calm. Guess what he likes? Turrets. Guess what lurks don't like? Turrets. So it's like
I mean,
it's
as well,
just a
I
lose-lose
completely agree with
scenario.
you that the yeah, I completely agree with you that the lurk should have backed out at that point. But as well, you have to think about the element of surprise that would have been lost at that point. The lurks all going lurk at the same time. Spotted by Tachi early on, he had about a 2-second window to tell his comm that needed to beacon, to communicate to the rest of his team that these lurks were coming. And if Tachi hadn't have been there, or if these lurks had got in somehow undetected, then that would have been a fantastic push.
Yeah, but here's the,
Nonetheless.
I mean, lurks aren't too shabby about biting down res. If they had decided instead, hey, we're gonna use the lurks' increased mobility to just go melt all their res instead, you could keep them tied up for quite a bit of time. Just rebuilding RTs. There goes Terran walking into, or Terran's mines taking out Sif. There were two of them set up there, probably to try
I
and
just
catch
watched
a lurk.
that too.
More beacons. That's a nice use of res. Except for they still have two. They still have 6 RTs, so it's like a beacon. That isn't that much. It's like whoopee. Yeah, they're just gonna GG it.
Ah, here we go. Yeah. I mean, at this point, the commander, although it might not be necessary to beacon that, knows he's pretty much won this game and can just afford to pull his Marines back at any point for any kind of threat, make sure that every base is covered right now. As the GG's called the Aliens F4 out of the game, and that will be 2-1 to Onzel's team currently. The 1 point, of course, being taken by Tatch's team in this round.
So I set the score right in time for it to, reset when we get kicked out of spec.
Oh, I didn't reset for me, that's a shame.
Oh, hey, it didn't. Crazy. Oh, I guess they probably need to join the
Mine's
teams.
still stuck on 0-0.
Oh, it's because
Either
I
way,
did it after
the
the thing.
Yeah. Tatch's team right now are bringing some life back into this game. I was kind of worried we wouldn't be seeing an exciting and action-packed game as we usually see in competitive natural selection 2 when the Onzel's team took the first 2 rounds, but Tatch's team proving that they still got it and dominating the map Summit right now as Marines. We'll see how well they do as aliens on this map.
Seeing some friendly BM going on, especially between Mendasp and Sammy G, who are obviously around the same team, so they're just taunting each other from afar, because why not? It's fun. I guess chat just got to the Air France. Except for it isn't really Air France, because obviously it's it's a draft tournament, so it's a mix.
Air France will succeed. Yeah, but right now, let's go over what happened during that last game. The aliens, after their 5 or 6 got crushed here into Reactor Core, they got completely destroyed by 3 Marines who took down 3 initial skulks, lost 2 Marines, a 4th skulk went down, the 5th skulk, yeah, it was a 5th skulk, 5 skulk push thinking about it, the 5th skulk simple ran through Marine base into crevice, getting taken down by Tachi, I believe, and from that, the aliens were really just coming in drips and drabs into every engagement they fought on resource towers. They allowed the Marines to get up around 5 to 6 RTs, even securing the alien natural resource tower of Computer Lab, and the Marines decided to go for a relocate, selling off their IP, Arms Lab with Armor 1 already researched, and their chair up in Atrium. Go and reduce travel time to Ventilation and Computer Core, the 2 most fought over points during that game that the Marines really did make sure that they locked down.
Yeah, that hallway over in maintenance was pretty much a shooting gallery, and they just kept running into it. I think I saw Mendas run into there. I'm just going to pick on him because why not? Like run in there to try and kill Marines, like, 3 or 4 times. It's like, come on, guys, come on, stop trying to fight the Marines when they can shoot you from like a million miles away. It just, yeah,
At
in
the
that
time,
aspect, yeah.
at the time before the Lurk rush, I think it was the second rush of the game, the Skulls all travelled through the flight control vent into Summit Reception. I'm not sure who it was. I want to say it was Tachi, but I could be wrong. Was sitting in Summit Reception, took down 2 Skulks, very nearly missed those 2 Skulks. I have to give credit to those Skulks. They were very, very low. And then Tachi just unleashed 2 more pistol shots before he lost his life, as those Skulks then, after losing the small minority of their numbers, decided, oh wait, we're not going to be able to rush Atrium anymore. We're not going to be able to have the manpower to do so, especially with the Marines that already know we are here moving back into position. And
Yeah,
yeah,
it was that initial, I think it was a 6 crush into reactor that just like, it didn't go well. It just didn't go well, and so it just kind of, it allowed the Marines to just like walk out and do whatever the heck they wanted. Because the way that it pretty much is actually effective is if you're able to quickly clear them and then go hit the other side. Because while they're panicking, because what are those 6 skulks gonna do, or the 4 that are left, or whatever, because some of them are gonna die. But like, yeah, you need to go and take advantage of that like momentary panic and not lose everybody in one crush. If you lost everybody in one crush, then that was totally inefficient, and you need to figure out what the heck you're gonna do from there to try and recover. And their reaction was that when they went and tried to hit Atrium again? It just like didn't
yeah.
work
I mean,
so
that
well.
was
That
a
is
couple of
not what
minutes
you want to do there.
afterwards. Yeah.
It's like you just need to go.
Speaking of
kill
committing
the
everyone
res.
and losing everyone to a push, that Lurk rush. That Lurk rush, yeah, definitely a different strategy. We've seen it a couple of times. We've seen it mainly when teams are behind and need to start doing something to pull it back. But with Crossroads relocate, 2 IPs, an early beacon, it was always going to be tough for those Lurks to come back from. It were fairly efficient getting to Crossroads. They killed the first Marine without being chipped, but then the Marines, I think, without focusing on a single target, just chipped every single alien. And I saw about 4 to 5 Lurks all go down to around 20% health remaining within a 10-second period when I was watching that engagement.
Yeah.
And so the fresh spawn Marines were just able to aim and shoot, really. It was like shooting fish in a barrel at that point because the alien Lurks were all trapped in the ceiling, all low health.
Yeah, you need
You
to
can just
decide
fire straight up into the air.
if it's going to be something that's going to go that wrong, where there was the Marine and Comp Lab that spotted them all. Whether, yeah, you go in there to see if they're going to do anything, and if they don't beacon, well, then you kill stuff. But if they start beaconing, I mean, that's all your res. That is your entire game is contained in those lurks, because you don't have enough res to get the end game stuff. You're just lurks, period. So you need to decide whether you're just going to say, okay, you know what, we're going to go melt their res because this isn't working, so bye, Crossroads. Kiss your res goodbye. But they didn't do that. They just continued on to basically try and take it out anyway, even though there were a bajillion Marines there. But
yeah, one of the disadvantages of a relocate strategy is that when you lose your atrium base, as you will inevitably do, aliens can sometimes get back into reactor core crevice and atrium, forcing Marines back into those locations to go and recap our lost RTs, which in turn makes less Marines available for the front lines. Usually, say with an atrium spawn, you've got Marines, say, recapping flight control. Often there will still be traffic in and around flight control that Marine can deal with, maybe moving back through to some reception to pinch an alien. If you as a relocated team to Crossroads lose crevice atrium with a reactor core, and the alien takes that, the fight is never going to be brought to any of those RTs unless there are skulks trying to bite them down. And so you're pretty much out of the game, and that's what these aliens should have been capitalizing on.
yeah, however, that was a very safe relocate, all things considered for them. I mean, they had
Oh yeah.
Marines like on the alien's doorstep. I mean, it was just like whatever, why not? Let's just move the chair up because we can. Why not? We don't have to walk as far. That's awesome. We don't have to buy phase gates.
I think at the time when that rush was going on, 2 Marines had actually made their way into Computer Lab, gone through into sub-access, and started pressuring the alien hive a little bit. So immediately after that rush, they were getting egg-locked. A couple more Marines made their way through into ventilation, data core, they'd cut the cysts in pipe junction, ventilation got desysted, and while the commander was spawning eggs, losing his cysts and unbuilt RT in ventilation data core side, which was a huge blow.
All right, 4 seconds here, and we're gonna see round 4. May or may not be the last round, because remember, this is a best of 5. If Onzer's team wins, then I believe that's it, unless I wrote the scores up there wrong.
And Onzor's team, for you guys just tuning in, are currently the Marine team, and they are 2-1 if the scoreboard hasn't been updated.
Alright, well,
So
let's see
this
what
is looking
happens
like a 5-scope push. Are you going to take this? Looks like a 5-scope push into Computer Lab. They are going to take this
They have to
after
hear
all.
that.
And
They have
Mendes
to hear
turns
that.
around Onzor.
Terran
also
gets picked off
turns-
because who knows what he was doing.
They're not going to do anything about it though. They've just killed one scope. Commander's out of his
Morrison's
chair.
up.
An IP instantly melted.
However, they have a couple that are fairly well chipped, and there's Simple and Sif both in the room. We have Zephyr biting the chair, but we still have Sif and Simple, like, not hurt at all. Okay, Sif is parasited. Whoopee, here comes Mendas as well. Aorus has respawned. Okay, they lost their IP. Skull gets picked out of the
Onzor
vent
takes
there.
Drifter in Crevice. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a disadvantage of getting out the chair as commander. You will lose Drifters if you're not careful, and that Crevice Drifter lost its life. And that's 8 res down the drain. Assisting needs to come back in so that RT can survive a little bit longer. What the hell are we seeing here? Did I just see 2 Drifters, or is that just me being stupid? No, 2 Drifters. One came from Atrium. I thought there was 2 Drifters in the same spot. Never mind.
Alright, yeah, they obviously cleared up the assists on both the Alien Naturals to slow that down a bit. I mean, again, some really aggressive Marines here, except for the fact that, well, the initial push kind of survived. But all things considered, we might see something more like a normal game now. It looks like they're going to aggressively expand down the left side of the map. Bauer Jenkins is obviously building the RT there. Tachi is like hanging up on the roof, up in flight. Just kind of waiting around, seeing whether anybody's gonna come in there. It looks like we will see a little engagement there between them. We have another Skulk in the vent there. That'd be Terran. Looks like he was being chased by Mendas, maybe.
Yeah, and the loss of the IP at the start hasn't phased the Marines too much. They have dropped a new IP. The thing they have to worry about more is their res being bitten down. If you look at the mini-map now, guys, you can see 2 RTs currently flashing, one in Comp Lab, one in Ventilation, as Data Core is being built.
Mendas is totally gonna get pounced on by Sammy. Yep, Sammy takes him out. So they're definitely trying to take the left side of the map. That is like where they are. But guess what? There are also 2 Marines up coming into the hive. Zafut is chasing them. Here comes Sif and Simple. Bubba jumps out of the hive. Earlier we saw some nice microing
Assisting
from
being
Bubba,
killed there in
but
Atrium.
from some drifters. But obviously if he's out of the hive, he can't really do anything about it. Sif and Simple are going to go down. But that's 3 Skulks that are now up in the north half of the map and not down there in the south where Terran just took out, or Terran just got taken out by Bauer Jenkins. And Onzer's gonna possibly cut the assist chain. I don't know. He's kind of sneaking, so he might not. He might just try and take Sammy G as he, comes flying around the corner there.
As
Yep.
he tries to do, yeah, Sammy G loses his life fairly quickly. Biohazard now biting down on Reactor Core, while Taichi bites down on Ventilation. Simple's coming to try and defend. Will Taichi get this RT in time? Simple doesn't manage to get the kill on Taichi, and he will walk away with the RT, but now Taichi is trapped under there. It's pretty interesting to watch, but meanwhile, the Marines also on the RT offensive. They're going and taking down Flight Control and killing Crevice. So with Reactor Core and Ventilation both down, the aliens are not doing
Seeing a
too
big push down
good
here
for
into
res either.
Ventilation with Zafut up as the lurk. And they wiped out the guy that
Oh.
was there, and they're going to move right into base. Sif is across the room, and he's going to try and pick off some of the Skulks if possible, or at least that seems likely. He did pull Sammy G out of the room, however, now everybody's on that 1 IP. 1 IP down. Here's the thing. There are Marines up in the hive, though, at the same time, but the thing is that there's nobody down there. There's nobody down there. They can't drop another chair.
And that might be game, I think, guys.
It's gonna
This
be
will
game
go
at this point,
into...
unless some Marines apparate out of nowhere. There is no
Oh,
second
I was just
chair.
watching them take the hive as well. They got it to 50% at the end of the game, and then another Skok spawn, taking out all the Marines except for Mendas.
Well then,
But
that was
even
a
if the
short
Skoks
game.
had failed to kill that chair, the Marines couldn't kill the hive in time.
So that's 2-2, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. This is going to be the final game in this best of 5.
No matter what, it is
An
the final
exciting
game.
comeback from Tachi. Yeah, an exciting comeback from Tachi's team, who at this point had been trailing 2-0 and 2-1. They really did master Summit comparatively. They didn't do so well on Tram, but they found their bearings after a while, played better as a team, had some far superior strategies, and pulled them off efficiently.
Yeah, they were really overextending there. The Marine team was really overextending there. Oh yeah, I guess we have to switch maps, don't we? I forgot about that.
And Vale, Vale, right now.
Well then, that'll
A
be
very
really
interesting battle.
decisive. But let's see here. Yeah,
It's
that
either going to
was.
go really, really well or really, really badly for the Marine team.
Yeah, we've got
I mean,
work.
okay, I guess that's kind of implied, but there is no half measures on Vale, it
Yeah,
seems.
it's
That's what I'm
very. It's
trying to get
those
at.
first engagements. If they screw those up, they're dead. Whoever ends up screwing up the first engagements, they're dead. It's just like, for the most part, unless somebody screws up, it's pretty much just, ceremony from then on. I have
Yeah,
seen some pretty silly games on Vale where they won the first engagements and then totally throw the game. Thinking back to a Singularity match from Season 4 where Kane jumped out of the chair because I don't think he realized there was a Gorge there and then got wrecked by the Gorge and Skulks that came in and they destroyed that and won. Whoever they were playing against won. I don't remember who it was. I just
I
remember it was
can't
really
tell you. I
funny because
can't
it's like, no, Kane, why did you get out of the chair?
remember.
But stuff can
Yeah,
happen.
as we move on. Sorry, what was that?
It's like stuff can happen.
Yeah, yeah. Stuff happens. Alright, so these teams are already joining up now. We shouldn't be getting too short of a break, which is a good thing. Getting into final game fairly quickly here.
Yeah, I think with the draft tournament, there isn't as much like, random banter as people talk strats as there are for normal matches. People are just like, okay, we're gonna do this. And then everybody's like, okay, sure, whatever.
Yeah, and it might be interesting for those of you guys who have got the tech to be able to do this is watch a first-person stream while listening to the cast, mute the first-person stream potentially, and or maybe even have it on low. Listen to what's going on in the team speak of these teams. That's a favorite of mine when I'm watching casts because listening to what's going on in team speak is pretty awesome at times, along with the caster's view on things who have a total map view and can see both teams, and it just enhances that NX2 watching experience.
All right, we're really getting. Wait a minute, they're missing a person. um, Marines? Okay. There we
So
go.
I'm just going to update the scores for myself now. 2-2, Marines this time.
At least that's a lot
Starting off
easier to
as
remember.
Tatch's team.
People
Wow,
are
here we
making
go.
bad
That
jokes
was
about
a
the
very quick start.
making bad jokes about the update about how it'll solve 26.7% of their problems. All right, here we go. 2 seconds, 1 second. Final round of the EU draft tournament. We have
This
a
best of 5 game between
sub-start.
Tatch's team and Owenzor's team comes to a climactic conclusion here on Vale.
We are going to see a Gorge
As
there.
this
Bauer Jenkins going Gorge, so we'll be seeing the tunnel up to Nano momentarily.
Oh, and this is interesting. Bubblegum Shrimp commanding for the Marine team, not going sentry strategy. And we have a Gorge on the Alien team. So this could actually work in favor of those Alien teams, as I see a lot of Gorges fail to connect the Nanograde tunnel with the sentry strategy and die in the process, which is always a huge blow to the Alien team.
Yeah, I don't
But
think
in
either
this game,
team
we're
really
likely
wants to
skip
take
the tunnel.
too many risks, because either strat could go terribly, terribly wrong. At this point, Gorge is going to Nano. That's pretty standard. He's going to set up his clogs and whatnot to try and slow things down. Zafud and Terran are going to move forward down into, what is it, east. Onzor's up on the ceiling. Mendasp is right around the corner. He's kind of trying to get some
Will
parasites on
say
there.
I'd be pounced here.
Oh,
No
I
one's
see
looking up.
Onzor.
I'm
Oh,
so.
there we go.
Here we go. Alright then, so what will the Marines try and do here? They're obviously going to have a hard time if they try and bomb rush Nano, so they
Yeah,
know
they
this, they're
changed
going to
their
move
mind.
through to C12. Yeah.
They're going to go for a normal game. They're going to try anything goofy. I mean, that's the thing. If you push those 3 people into Nano, then that opens the lanes so that you could maybe have all the aliens go up to control, which is, I think, how Kane ended up losing the game by jumping out of the chair, because all the they're like, hey, we have Marines in Nano, let's go to their base and kill their dudes.
We're talking about lanes now. You should see Terran over here. I've just been watching him block the East Junction lane and has kept Mendasp and another Skok he already killed busy for such a long time, which has allowed Zayfod and Tachi, who one of which is parasited, to move through to Pipeworks unmolested, which is fantastic for them.
Yeah,
And even now, Mendasp and Bauer are both distracted at East.
yeah, and over at West we have Sif and Biohazard having a standoff. It's like Sif's just like chilling out behind a box. Biohazard's finally now giving up. Sammy G was able to move forward and cap, so it's like, you know, at this point they're both at 4-ish RTs per team, so that's not too bad. But we have 3 Skulks, sorry, that moved forward into Topo to try and chomp down that RT.
Did you see that crush into East Junction there? I was talking about Tachi holding down that lane. There was 3 Skulks in the Gorge that have now gone up and taken Topographical that just melted that one Marine.
Yeah, they're trying to take the power down, but it looks like they're not going to be able to quite get it down in time. They maybe, if nobody welds it, yeah, which they can't because nobody has a welder, they can just go back and, you know, finish that off and really delay that being recapped in the future.
They're going very heavy upgrades at this point. They have gone armor level 1 and weapons level 1. They've not got an armory, second IP, and it is very, very knife edge at this point. I kind of feel like going armor 1 first is fine. You don't have a second IP, you don't have the armory, but then starting weapons 1, a little bit risky at times when you are sitting on 1 IP.
But we see Zaphod and Tachi down here in cargo, and obviously that is a really good room at this stage of the game to be a Marine in. Okay, we do have a lurk up. We have Simple up as a lurk, and he's cruising on in there. He'll be spiking them from a distance, but that's such a huge distance. The Skulks have basically no chance unless they split up like that. Like Tachi is now just bait. Zaphod is next.
And we saw 2 Marines go up into Nano there. I want you to look inside. Oh, you can do it on the minimap really. Look inside East Junction where you see a drifter there just sitting there. It's also shaded by the shade
that's like
in
friggin'
Nano
old school. Cloaked drifters.
Yeah, and it actually monitored the 2 Marines that came through that side of the map, and was the result and was the method, sorry, that the Skulks used to use the tunnel into Nanogrid to see those Marines and take them down.
Yeah, you can't see my stupid grin now going, cloaked drifters, yay! It's like memories of like old versions of the game that like I didn't play much, but it was fun to see the cloaked drifters. Anyway, they just lost C12 it looks like.
Yeah, Bao Jenkins stealing the kill as a Gorge from the lurk there in C12. Oh, one of those lurks will almost take down by Hazard. Yep, successfully getting the kill as he loops back around to hit the final bite. Meanwhile,
Simple
we have
getting
Overlord
really
being
destroyed. He's going to be able to get out though.
Oh yeah, he'll just about get out.
Yeah, with the Hive, that'd be much easier because the healing rage on the Hive, it's probably just enough that he was able to start getting some healing as he came through the ceiling vents there.
So the aliens right now with their Gorge have built a couple of whips in C12. I think that might be a whip and crag thinking about it. So they are looking likely to hold the right side of the map. The Marines really need to start pressuring that a little bit more. They need to start grabbing pipes so they can then eventually get to east.
Oh, that was over there in west. Okay, I was watching the 3 Marines moving down through east. We just lost one of the lurks over there in west, where there was, I think, what, 2 Marines? 1 Marine? Either way, one went down. Obviously, with the power had been down in Topo, that'll take them quite a while to be able to take that down. Oh, Biohazard almost bumped into the Drifter, but didn't quite. I don't know if he knows that the Drifter's there. I don't think he does, because as I said, I don't think he bumped into it, but he might now. Nope. Okay, the Drifter is still secure. Bauer Jenkins being, you know, pro Battle Gorge there, trying to kill him. Ah, yes, he gets the kill.
And right now we are seeing the alien team on a whole lot of res. The Marine team need to start bringing down life forms. They've already killed 1 lurk. Simple has been very, very close to death a lot of these times. They have gone weapons level... Oh, it's bugged. I can't tell whether that's weapons level 2, but they have got weapons level 1 or 2 with shotguns.
Both Fades are evolving right at this instant. That's Mendasp and Onzor. We have Terran down in cargo. He's trying to pick off that RT that got wounded before, it looks like. He should be able to finish that off probably before the Fades come down to completely annihilate him. He's gonna hide behind a box and hope that they don't see him. Like, where'd he go?
Yeah, this is...
Where'd he go? Where'd the Marine go? I don't see him.
Strategy I see. Common strategy I see when trying to kill some life forms. And really any mount, going weapons to shotguns before pretty much anything else. I mean, a second IP here or there, an armory, is just kind of gravy on top of it. But going weapons level 2 into shotguns, it really gives away your intention to kill some of those life forms. If you go this route and fail to get the life forms down and continue to start building upgrades like weapons 2 on such low RTs, like 4 RTs, you lose out on different strategies. You lose out on being able to go and build phase tech and maybe get pipeline. You lose out on the economy strategy and hold down a bunch more RTs. You're instead focusing res on building up upgrades again.
Terran finally getting taken down by Onzor down there in cargo. He actually
I
hid
just
there
saw
behind the box.
Gorge died C12.
Yeah, he'd hidden behind the box for so long that he was able to kill a drifter that got dropped. That was going to build the RT. And obviously, there's so much PvE going on this round. They're just like, you know what? We're gonna lock this down, cause why not? And two fades and a oh, Onzor.
Oh. Yeah, very reminiscent of the first game, actually. If you remember how much PvE the aliens used on Tram, it was Onzor's team at that time. They had PvE in Mezzanine, moved up into the Mezzanine's entrance to Elevator Transfer. They had just a whole bunch of PvE everywhere that really did help out the life forms.
Yeah, they're just like, it worked from before, and it really does slow down like everything marine related. If you have to clear out, you know, a shade, a crag, a whip or two, and then the RT. That's a lot of stuff. And right now, I feel like there are 4 marines all hunting 1 skulk in the vent, which is just silly. They need to go and get stuff done. They are going for armor 2 now. That'll be done here momentarily. Cargo hive has been dropped. Nobody in the area to hear that, so that'll just probably get built. Wait, did they just scan it? No, it's just a glitch on the map. Oh, we're seeing a shotgun push into the hive though, but there's a bone wall in the way. They don't have cat packs, so
Yeah,
they can't be
walls
having.
are...
Whoop!
Whoa, okay, what's this?
I just still gonna fade, being a distraction.
Yeah, 1 Marine went down in there, and the arms lab was also under attack. That beacon will cost the Marines a whole lot of time and a whole
Going
lot of map
grenades.
position.
Interesting. Yeah,
Yeah, they want that hive.
They really want that hive. Yeah, the most it would be
I guess this
if
is
they
the
had
kind of equivalent of a lurk rush.
if they had cat packs, that'd be, you know, amazing for just completely annihilating the hive. But right now, they're just being delayed by all that PvE, all that stuff. Bone walls and, you know, the skulks going everywhere that they want to try and prevent from going back to the start. I see there's a lurk and a fade
This
over on the
is,
right side of the map.
yeah.
And Tachi, Biohazard, and Terran are just like chilling out there in observation. Or is it? Yeah, overlook, whatever. Close enough.
Yeah, right now there's kind of a lot of Marines coming down the one side of the map with shotguns really is reminiscent of the lurk rush that we saw. It's the same kind of cheesy strategy, going after that hive at the early
Except for
moments of the game. High risk, high reward. Of
Well,
course.
here's the thing though, it's late. It's too late for it to be particularly efficient. If you're doing the shotgun rush on the hive, you need to have it before they get the crazy life forms out that are just gonna wreck everything. As you see, there's 2 shotguns down. Another shotgun down. That's, you know, 60 res in a hallway. Yeah, YOLO. That's basically what it was. It was YOLO. Except for it was a bad YOLO because it was like going to fail. I mean, if you're gonna do something that high, you know, high risk, you need to do something. Oh, Mendasp goes down though over there in Skylights
Mendasp.
by Terran. He picked the wrong Marine to, you know, run into.
Right now, though, we have 1 fade stuck in the vent in Skylights. I don't think the Marines are going to be able to beat each other to get in there.
Yeah, they're just
It
like
will be
whatever. If he
likely
wants
that
to
they
sit
are
in the
just gonna
vent, that's
bypass
okay.
him.
Yeah, there isn't anything he can do. It's just a fade. Oh, and he's found that drifter yet. That's so awesome.
We got another one patrolling in neck as well, just scanning out for those PGs. So
Yeah, and
very
there they
good
go
use of
dropping the
drifters.
hive.
We got another fade in the Marine main base, really taking a chunk out of the spawning Marines, now allowing the Skulk that just joined him to work on the arms lab while that's going on. And if the arms lab
Oh,
goes
yeah,
down
and
to
they had
that
the-
Skulk fairly
They had the
quickly,
comm jump out of the chair, so... Well then.
and
no
no
meds.
longer able to med his
No
Marines.
meds. They did respawn though, so Bubba's alive. You can jump back in that chair there.
I think at this point it might be too late for the Marines to come back. They've had their chance to push the hive, and unless the aliens really, then I don't think the Marines have the ability to come back. I would rethink it if they had phase tech, right? But they had only an obs built.
Yeah, they're so short on
And,
res
yeah.
comparatively. I mean, almost 7 RTs versus almost 3 RTs. That's... Yeah. It's not very much. All that,
You blink and you
PvE.
miss it. I see 1 Skulk right now on 53 res, and 10 minutes I swear I looked and saw 40 res, but
Yeah, it's that
They have
6 RTs. It's like ridiculous.
yeah.
I mean, at this point, they can't even really afford to med. They have 1 T-res in the bank. They can't med. Look at Tachi and Sammy G, poor guys over there in West. And they're just gonna get completely rolled because they can't afford to med. And at
Yeah,
this
Mendas
point, third
Skulk
hive.
coming from behind, they're good.
Third hive going up. It's, you know, half grown. I mean,
They
this is...
please spot that drifter. Oh, never mind.
Nobody's gonna see that drifter. That is the like most pro drifter in the world. It's just invisible, just like chilling out in the corner.
Oh, it looks like
Oh.
Xavier will be seen by that drifter, and two Fates will come and just jump straight on him.
Oh,
A
Simple
Lurks
goes
on the other
down.
side of the map will go down. Simple. Oh,
Alright, and
Mendas Pier.
Yeah, there aren't any other life forms though for them to completely annihilate. Oh, here comes Sif. Oh, nope, he changed his mind. There's stuff blinking in base. We have Onzor and Bauer Jenkins. Bubba jumps out of the chair because he likes jumping out of the chair. He could have beaconed. He probably should have beaconed. Now they're gonna lose their arm slab. I mean, it's not like they were short on
Arm slab.
res. Oh, Onzor gets fairly low there, actually. Waiting on the respawn. Bubba's alive again. He's able to take down the Skulk. However, there is still two Fades alive. Onzor gets
I
chipped
think
more.
one of the Fates might go down here if they continue to stay in this engagement. However,
They do
they
both
only
have
have
regen.
weapons level 0.
Mendas refaded.
with only
I mean, they
weapons
have that
level
much
0.
res that Mendas already refaded. I believe Simple just is going Onos. Let's see if we can find him. Where is he? He was in the
Yeah,
mag.
we've got Simple already up here in
Oh, there he is.
observation. In observation? Am I thick?
Overlook. It's another one of those things that's kind of similar, where it involves like looking, and it begins with an O.
I'm just so mad that people have decided it was a good idea to include Hydro on almost every map going.
Well, there's an
Making
Overlook or
confusing
something
sort of
similar on every
different
map too.
Yeah.
Mendas getting out there with fairly low
Hydra's
health.
worse, it's a tech point. But two Onos will come in and finish off those Marines who still have not got their upgrades back. And all of the
Yeah, they're
Marines are
gonna
currently
GG.
dead right now as two Fades camp the IPs.
They didn't
Yeah,
even really
GG's
get to
been
use
called.
their Onos very much. So there is the GG. So that means it is a win for Onzor's team. Congrats, guys.
Yeah, well played taking the EU draft tournament. This best of 5 round and the subsequent heats have been a long and exciting road. It's finally over. Onzor's team coming out on top.
Yeah, it was fun stuff. I don't know whether or not there's going to be anything else saying here. I don't know whether there's what's going to be next as far as this, you know, when the season 5 registration will open, or whether there's going to be another tournament. I know there was previously talk about a Nations Cup, so let's see whether or not that happens. I mean, I don't know how long that'd actually be, cause that, you know, time-wise, but we'll see. Oh, they're just gonna play another round, cause why not? They're just like, why not?
Really?
Let's play another round.
I'm going to assume it's not part of the...
Oh no, I think they're just ready to play for fun or something.
Yeah.
Maybe if they get enough people. It's 2v6. That'll totally work. Whatever. I'll sit
Yeah,
and
and I think
spec.
a lot
'Cause
of
why
the
not?
guys in here are spectating.
Oh, now we have 3, 4. Bonus round. Maybe.
Who's left in the ready room though? I mean, oh yes, Sif and Aoros.
Are they gonna play? Yeah, it's Ioros was their comm, so that's who they'd be waiting on. Bonus round, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, this will be an interesting
Aw.
game. I mean, if we only got to see one team become Marines and one team become Aliens on Vale, one could make the argument that the team who lost really really didn't prefer going Marines on Vale. They would have been much happier with Aliens, and that's the reason they lost. So I think this bonus round is a nice end to it, where we will play 2 games on each map to really balance things out a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like
Even
Ixion
though
said he's gonna
Onzor will
comm for
take
them,
the-
since Ioros apparently
Ah,
doesn't want to
okay.
play, so we'll have to see if Sif jumps back in as well. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, we'll see what happens. But either way, that is
I
it.
don't blame him for going AFK. There've been 5 very long games, very exciting games as well. Not surprising people want to break.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether there's going to be a Nations Cup or anything like that. Let's see, how long has it been? I don't know how long it's been since the round I did of.
You've been asked to merc
No,
command
Ixion
for
already
them.
said he will. He's got this. I think Simple just wants me to merc cob for him. But yeah, what was I saying? I have no idea when the whether there's going to be information for a Nations Cup or if it's just going to go directly into Season 5. I suppose we'll find out long enough, or soon enough. Actually, let me actually just tap Zephram and ask him if there's anything he wants to tell me to tell to people watching.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool for these guys to know what's going on. Of course, you guys there in Spectator Land will also be able to keep up with the action here. I know that Ixion will be casting, Feathermonster will be casting, I'll be casting, Vindaloo, a whole bunch more, Ren, Wasabi, everyone's coming back to cast. And you will not be short of NS2 in the coming months when we move on to Season 5, potentially Nations Cup. And you can always find out more about that following the relevant Twitter feeds.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just looking about what's going on in either team right now. We have both teams are full. No one's really readying up. We haven't got a commander for Marines just yet. Ixion's just sort of wandering about. I think it is the same alien team as last time.
Yep. All right. So, yeah.
Crazy in old chat.
All right, so it does sound like we're going to have another draft tournament coming up in a couple weeks, so signups will be open for that
Oh,
soon,
really?
and obviously a Nations Cup as well. Also, probably signing up soon as too. So it looks like we're gonna have a little bit more stuff before Season 5 starts.
The draft tournament, is it
Nations
EU or NA? Oz?
Let's see. He just said draft tournaments. He said draft tournaments, so it might be both. I don't know.
Oh, with an S? Okay. More than
Nations
one.
Cup.
It might be
It says he said beginning of September, Season 5 in mid-September. So that's currently the info. Signups will apparently be posted Monday. So keep an eye out for that. You know, obviously it'll be posted on the main NSL website. Also, I've been posting when stuff has been relevant on the Twitter if you happen to use that. Let's see, what else? Is there anything else? I think that maybe announcements might get posted in the Steam group as well. Stuff like that. Either way.
I think we should, well, I'm definitely going to start using that Steam group a lot more now that I have the ability to make announcements as well. So hopefully going to announce a lot more casts. I don't think the draft tournament was announced via the Steam group. I have to change that. I think that would have been awesome. Yeah.
Alright, so what are they doing? They're being silly.
These guys are just chilling. They guys are having a mother's meeting here in old chat. No one's starting the game.
They're just hanging out. They have everybody in here. You won't all in and throw 2 rounds again. But yeah, for those of you who maybe have something else to do, have fun. Thanks for watching. If you're going to sit around and see if this actually starts another round, just because why not? Well, we'll sit around and see what happens. A pretty good throw on Summit, yes.
Yeah. I'm not sure. We're just having a whole bunch of players standing around here in system.
Oh, hey, we are going to see a bonus round.
Hey. I was wondering whether they were serious about it or whether they just decided to join games and talk.
So we'll see what happens on this bonus round on Vale with Tachi's team and almost Onsor's team.
Yeah, Tachi's team this time, if you want to say that tongue twister 3 times fast, are aliens to start off in this game.
We have another sub start.
So we've got the same spawn pattern as last time.
We're having 4 going up to Skylights, and they're just gonna potentially wreck everything. Maybe. Oh, yeah, Biohazard almost going down. He's saved by natural regen. I think he had like 1 health there, and then it regen, so he had 4 or whatever again. That's possibly the most annoying thing as a Marine. You're like, yeah, 90 oh, wait, it's still alive. Just assists into...
Mindas coming into Nanogrid.
Yeah, he's all alone there.
Very early.
But there are 2 drifters like chilling out in the hallway, so I wonder if that was a mistake there, but... It looks like they're setting up. They're going to send in some drifters.
Good distraction force here.
He's just like, what's going on? Tachi's going through the vent. Meanwhile, Mendas being heckled by drifters.
Onsor is the assisting cargo. Yeah, that's a very important play there. Onsor killing cargo assists.
However, he does take down all the skulks. Oops. Run away, little drifters, run away.
And because you can shoot through drifters, the bullets will keep going. Both of those drifters take a huge amount of damage there. I'm wanting to say it was a mistake in bringing in 2 drifters because that will always happen.
Yeah, he probably like accidentally box selected them or set them to the same key or something.
We've got Tachi sitting in the vent next to Bauer Jenkins, who is making his way into Overlook, probably going to desist. The RT has been dropped, and now Bauer Jenkins gets a free kill on the Drifter. And now the RT looks like it's going to go down on only 13% growth. Very tough break for the Alien commander there. Nanogrid once again cleared. Sammy G, last Skulk alive as Mendasp is making his way in. He's got position at the back of Nanogrid there. There's no more assisting going on. We have the power building up as we speak. We've got an arms lab at the back of the room, but we're only on 2 Marine RTs right now and 2 Ghosted
that RT,
as Skylight
3%.
survives on 3 health.
Yeah, I'm not sure who is Garbage Kid. I'm assuming that's somebody who changed their name since
Garbage
the last
Man?
round.
Yeah, Garbage Kid is... I thought it was Zayfod actually. Nope, never mind.
I do the NSL info thing, except for, you know, watching stuff. Anyway, Sammy G's
I'll
gonna
do it for you,
take
don't
down
worry.
Simple. Sif is coming in the room. He picks off Sammy G, picks off Garbage Kid, whoever the heck that is. And he gets to go back to working on building that RT. So, yeah.
NSL_info in console?
SV_NSL info.
Okay, cool.
Mendes gets taken down right outside their base by Tachi, and he goes right into there to go chomp on something, but since there are 2 IPs, Ixin just jumps out of the chair and is like, hello, have some bullets. He gets back in the chair.
Garbage Kid is Terran, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense then. He's just gonna bounce away and go hide. Might get picked off by Sif here, who's coming around the corner over by System. He does.
Yeah, very well played by Sif there. Good checking of his corners.
Looks like Twitch chat is being stupid today. There's probably some big event going on that's just messing up everything. I see people connecting and reconnecting, which is really annoying.
I don't know,
Right,
but we
three
have
going
got
into
3
on
Skulks here,
Simple.
crushing C12.
This is like no, this is like a no res game
Very
almost,
simple there.
except for the 2 in Nano, which have since gone up, obviously.
Yeah, now that the Marines have established res control here, it was struggling on 3 RTs. I say struggling, they were sitting on 3 RTs until about 2 minutes 45 seconds, in which case they banched straight up to 5 through Nanogrid. And now Biohazard is trying his hardest to bring it back down to 4, and he successfully kills Topographical.
It was kind of close there. I was wondering if it was actually going to go down. Tachi has like no health over here in Skylight, so that's pretty useless. He might as well just go back to the hive. It's not like it's that far. He could just bait
Yeah,
for
Bauer Jenkins will probably
Bubba.
stay there either way.
Bubba's just gonna like YOLO in on him. He actually wins though. That could have just
Yeah, with
been
the help
a
from Tachi.
total faceplant.
Oh, Mendas coming around the same corner. Could he get an easy double kill here?
Oh, yeah, he does.
Double kill, easy life. Fair enough. Nanogrid power is on 40%. None of the Marines have welders yet. There is an armory in main base next to the arms lab, but it is too late
Oh,
for those
Simple
Nano
gets taken
Marines.
out by Sammy. And they're gonna have 3 Skulks moving on in here. Sip is at half health. Will he survive? Nope. So they're gonna be able to take down the power,
And
theoretically. Mendes
a lot of you
versus
guys who
Tachi
may not
system.
be as a lot of you guys who may not be as well versed in NS2 as some of the guys playing in this comp mode. I hear it a lot when I go into Nanogrid. You often will take down the power node before the RTs because you stop 2 resource towers income rather than just 1. You prevent Marines who come and attack you, kill you, from instantly getting a phase gate back up, especially in public games where that tends to be the case. And will also force Marines to sell their res towers and potentially destroy them quicker than otherwise in certain situations, just like this one.
And we have Zafod and Tachi up as lurks, so they had Zafod take a bit of damage there over in Overlook. Bauer Jenkins is actually in the vent. Trying
We
to
see
snipe the RT.
5-minute lurks here.
Yeah, there was like
5
no
minute lurks,
res
tough
on
rate.
in a lot of the early game. If you take a look at the res graph, it was like really low res for a large percentage of the early game.
Wow. Yeah, they were on 1 RT for 4 minutes and have already lost 1 themselves. But look at Mendasp's position there in lower Y junction. He has got Biohazard and Sammy G. Oh, but he decides to move back, and that might be his downfall here. Him moving back allowed the 2 Skulks to come and close in on him much easier if he'd
Yeah,
have
and
stayed at the end of the lower Y corridor.
Yeah, and
he might have
Zafod could
survived.
just like use those nice vents up there in the little like center section of Nanogrid to you know, just kind of get around and flank. I mean, yeah, he kept moving, so flanking was kind of silly because he really just went in a circle, not really flanking as effectively. But He was still able to get in there and get a couple good bites in and kill him. And we've got Bauer Jenkins and Onzar moving down with shotguns down into system. Obviously,
As
phase
weapons
gates
do
are
get
not up
started.
yet, so they aren't going to even try and lock that down. They're just going to cruise on over towards Nano, it looks like. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, they're split up a little bit.
Another drifter loses its life. What is that, like third drifter now? Maybe
a
even
lot.
more.
Or drifters, whatever. Weapons 2 going. It's like we're going to see Tachi trying
We
to
have a
spike
lurk
them.
coming into Nano. Yeah.
If they stay just like around the walls and stuff, though, that's going to be kind of pointless because they won't be able to hit the spikes. He's going to go through the vent though and pop out above Onzar's head. But I think Onzar hears him, so he's going to try and spike it or shoot at him with the shotgun. Mendasp and Sif also moving in there. The thing is, the base is completely open. See, there were 2 skulks in base. Simple was there, trying to defend that. He was able to take Biohazard down to under half health. Tachi changes his mind
Simile
and
is a
decides
very
it's
good
a bad
shot
idea.
with his shotgun.
Mendasp.
The Nanogrid's power node has been restored.
The
So
obs
they will
is
start
done.
to go grab more res.
So that's a lot better for I guess it still Onzar's team, kind of. Either way, it's a lot better for them now that they have the obs up, so it doesn't matter that they have like 4 in Nanogrid or whatever they had a little bit ago. There's a shotgun there.
Zayfight again, bringing up the old chat. Bringing up the bants in old chat.
The lurk there that's now in utility did get scanned down, so they're probably keeping an eye on him.
Let's also have a look at what's going on in Overlook. One of the lurks was flashing. Oh, never mind. It was just biting the air or something. That's why. But Mendas does take out a single skulk there in topographical. He's now moving to C12. We've got a guy in Y Junction D system. We've got a couple of guys in system waypointing, moving through into the alien hive with their shotguns in tow. They've got 2 skulks under their feet. 1 Marine, 1 skull goes down, and
There
a
goes the
garbage
other
kid also losing his life. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they continued on in. It might have been better if they just like hung out there in system and gotten the gate up. But now we got Sammy G and Tachi, or at least now it's just Tachi, because Sammy G decided to go elsewhere and take a look. Just biting down the power there in Nano.
There are no Marines anywhere near that. I'm just having a look at the whole map right now. We've Sif inside system waypointing. We've got
Yeah, he just moved
a
that
couple of
shotgun back.
Marines.
It's like one of the
Yeah.
things with how I believe it's still just part of NS2 Plus with the way that weapons drops work, where it kind of gets thrown a little bit. Now you can move weapons like that, and it's kind of handy to do. It's a little bit silly. It's like, I don't know, it brings back memories of Morrowind, hauling stuff long distances when you're over encumbered.
Or Halo. Halo on the original Xbox, where you could drop and keep on carrying that flag and move at normal speed. Reminds me of that.
Yeah, it was.
Either way,
Yeah, it's kind of a silly thing, but it's easy to do. And they saved that shotgun. I don't know who picked it up because I was watching Nano, but they were able to get that shotgun to somewhere safe where they could be able to go back and hopefully set up that phase gate. They do have it dropped there in system, but they have 2 lurks over there in the base that are now on the obs, chomping away at that. I guess somebody.
3 Marines here in system waypointing them, building up their phase gate. The beacon's been called as
and
the
they took
phase
out-
gate in main has been destroyed.
Yeah, and the one down there in system is going to get destroyed as well because they don't have enough. They don't have enough res to replace it unless they already placed. Oh, they did. However, there are 2 skulks on that, and if the phase
Yeah,
gate
but there's
delay
an
actually
18%
works,
remaining. 1
Oh,
shotgun,
yep,
2
yes.
shotgun.
3 shotguns are all in there. But the thing is, they have to redrop the phase gate instantaneously. Biohazard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've got
that was
Sammy
that
G up
almost
here in
worked.
topographical.
Had almost worked. So close and yet so
I'm just
far.
gonna look at the map now. Sammy's waiting in top. I don't know what he's doing, but there is no gorge tunnel in main base. So I was thinking maybe he was going to try and get a gorge tunnel in topographical. I've seen that a lot in more public games recently than competitive. It doesn't tend to happen, but it could happen. It could give another
They're
lane
gonna go
the
after the
aliens
shells
can
there
use
in
to
the
rush
back of
control.
the back of the room. They got 1 shell down already. All the shells are now
And that'll
completely
be all the
destroyed.
shells. Oh, I'm so mad at Commanders who group upgrades. Why? I don't know. We are having 3 Marines now completely egg lock the hive. Full of sneaky
Well,
eggs
it's not
out to the
even
side
egg lock,
there,
there's
but
still
all of the
3.
aliens. Yeah.
We got
It's just
beacon
all the aliens
because
out of
there's
base.
people in there. Oh, they're gonna lose the obs. It was not welded. It was at 90% before they before what they left and tried to save the phase gate basically.
But now they have got that phase gating system waypointing, which will
They don't have-
allow
okay, they are
Marines
rebuilding
to come
routes.
back to that hive quicker than the aliens can spawn and just destroy it.
Yeah, this is a good
Once
way to
more.
end a game. It's just like you have the phase gate right outside. You have an obs. You have enough to beacon. So even if they go hit your base, you can just beacon, have everybody grab more ammo and stuff, and beat sheep at the armory, and then just pop right on down to. Oh, look at the hive! The hive. They're just like,
Hive and
what?
pipe.
They just scanned cargo, so now they're like, oh, it's in pipe. But yeah, that's like a really silly way to be able to go and or well, not silly. It's like a really effective way to end a game is to have the phase gate right outside their hive and basically just walk into their hive and shotgun it. And then when you have to beacon, because obviously one of the things they're going to try and do is to rush their base because, well, you're all in their base. You might as well go to their base. Then yeah,
Biohazard is a gorge.
quick, get that
Biohazard is
hive
a
up.
gorge. Just egged under the hive on, not on infestation. He got scanned down. Now he's gonna bait up to kill Seth. No, Sif stays alive.
Bowers kicked from Team Onzor. Oh, Sammy G, what?
Oh,
Touch?
fade down,
Oh.
look down.
Where did that happen? I was watching the hive. Oh, what?
I'm not sure. I was also watching that.
What? Okay, now that's
Tachi
an
down
F4.
as well.
That's an F4.
Oh no, that's a bug. Yeah, that's the F4 bug
Well
that shows
then.
dead lurks.
GG's or more. They like stopped.
God.
Simple runs in for the last shot. All right, but yeah, that as I was saying, that's a really effective strat to basically put the phase gate right outside. You can just beacon back
Yeah.
if you're in their base, and then just go back through the phase gate and show back up at their base. You pretty much have to take the gate down or something behind them. But yeah, that's it. That's it for the bonus round. It sounds like people are gonna go to bed. 'Cause what time is it over there? In that section of the world.
It's 20 past 10, and I'm just going to enjoy the last couple of hours of my birthday. I wasn't
Yeah.
planning on streaming the finals, but yeah, I think
Why not?
it's a lot more fun. Yeah.
All right, so that's
Alright
it for the
then.
games. Sounds like everybody's off to go have fun. I hope everybody enjoys their weekend. Keep an eye out on Monday for all the upcoming things. Those will be on the ENSL website, and notifications will be posted wherever the heck notifications happen to be posted.
Yeah. And tomorrow we have a new Clogs cast coming in announcing build
yes, there is that.
267.
There is that.
And I know you guys have been patiently waiting for that build. Patiently being the keyword there. Of course, I'm annoyed that I'll be away and won't be able to experience 267 for a whole week.
Oh
So
no.
there is that.
Well, hopefully it'll be a good patch.
But anyway,
and
thanks for
everybody
having
will
me
enjoy it.
on for a. Thanks for having me on for this Duelcast. Anyway, it was an awesome final 2 cast.
Indeed. So thanks for showing up, both you and of course everybody who's watching and stuck around even through the bonus round. So I obviously don't know when I'll next be casting, but it'll be whenever the heck something pops up. Yeah. See you guys later. Have a good weekend.